Good morning and welcome to Asake Online. My name is Leslie Moy. The program is Fix My City. We focus on service delivery issues that affect the city of Bulawayo. In this week's program, we give you the second part of the public meeting which was held by the Bulawayo City Council recently to present to the people of Bulawayo the proposal of constructing the Glassblock Bopoma Dam, which is seen as a medium-term solution to the ongoing water crisis in the city.
I'll invite Chamber Secretary, Maybe Finance Director, and other directors that want to come to the front as we go into dialogue. We will take questions. Please introduce yourself and continue with your question. All the directors will carry the please assist Mr. Makosa with the microphone. So we'll take about 3 questions at a time.
Maybe my question really is on the purchase. Does the purchase agreement guarantee us that the price will not increase drastically along the way? Because my main worry is private sector is driven by profit. They always want to make profit. What we find, do we have covered or safeguards that safeguard us if maybe along the way they say we are now doubling our price? Does our purchase agreement allows us to pull out of this agreement without maybe attracting certain legal costs to the city for pulling out of that? That's the first question. Then the second one is on, I know this is not council's, it's not a business because it's not your day, it's their day, they are constructing it, it's their money. But I'm just worried about filling out of the dam. Because if you look at the site, it is downstream where we already have other dams which are already not filling up because of other reasons, much also because of artisanal mining. Are they assured that the strategy to ensure that the dam is not affected by what is affecting the other dams? Maybe a very conversation with them over that, what are they saying?
Maybe I will take 2 more. Those are about 2 questions. 2 more hands as we continue. I'll hand over to our town clerk to be responding in the meantime.
Thank you. The current purchase agreement, as we said, stipulates the charges for year 4 to year 14 for the first 10 years at 90 to be held at 90 cents and then be reduced to 70 cents. after that for 25 years, which is the repayment period for their loans from their financing arrangements. What we are still negotiating is the finer details of the actual agreement. Of course, we can't have an agreement that is cast in stone. We need to give provision for how any changes should be handled. And it will be, in my view, in terms of negotiations and justifications. But from the workings at this point, this is where they are coming up with 90 cents for the first 10 years, and then 70 cents because the repayments would have reduced. The charges are really informed by their financing arrangements at this stage. On the dam protection, obviously, as they build the dam, they've done an EIA, which we have seen. They have engaged people like Emma and the Minister of Mines, but we can't guarantee the commitment of all those parties in terms of actually protecting. Because even now on our current dams, it is the duty of all those parties involved to make sure that the activities around the dam catchment area are controlled. But they have done the necessary paperwork that is needed. And we can only hope that they will continue to persuade those that should maintain order around the dam.
I think there's the issue of what is council's interest? Why is there interest in the dam?
Oh. She tells me, I didn't catch that question, but she says, what council interest in the dam? Council interest, what we're looking for, it's any water sources that can increase our raw water into the city. Because while we have other challenges in terms of water supply, our main problem is the scarcity of the raw water. So we welcome any initiatives to increase the raw water sources. We acknowledge the efforts that have been done and that continue to be done for the challenge, the Gwaishan Lake, and we hope it will one day come on stream. But we will welcome any source of water at this stage. The completion period for Gwaishan cannot also be guaranteed at this stage because it has been out of time for a long time. But if this dam is going to come in 3-4 years' time for us, we would welcome it if it comes before. So we'll buy raw water from any source that is there. Our interest is to get a short-term relief in terms of raw water supply for the city. We continue to pray that the rains are good this year, and hoping that then we'll be hit by the next drought around 4 years' time, which has been repeated. And by then this dam will be on stream, and so probably the effects will be better than they have been in this period.
Thank you. Please assist me for 2 more minutes so that we see the ladies' microphone.
Thank you for this opportunity. My question is going to build up on what you have raised on the Bulawayo pipeline. My question is, when the project started at Bulawayo, what were the initial timelines, and what guarantee do we have that this current project will be able to meet it within the stipulated timelines, which is the 3-4 years that you are anticipating? Then secondly, my understanding is that Izinwa is responsible for the construction of dams. And how is Bulawayo City Council coming in? How are we the ones now wanting to build this dam? Of course, through the partnership. What is the responsibility of Zino? How do they come in? And at the end of, when do we then hand over the dam back to Zino? And how is that going to affect us in the long run?
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So I know that you mentioned year 4 repayments beginning, and so I just wanted clarity on the readiness to start. Are we saying that construction begins in 2025 and then year 4 is effectively 2029? Is that what we are saying? Also, I just want to get some clarity from this meeting. I apologize if it's the wrong platform, but there has been the talk of, for lack of better terminology, the Bulawayo Water Company. Just appreciate some clarity on the structure of that as a management of the city's water. And then the third one is, how does Glassblock feed into the city's future development plans for the next 25 to 50 years, in light of the fact that our last dam was effectively constructed in 1975. We are now 50 years down. How does this feed into the development plan for the city? Thank you.
Thank you. The first question maybe was on the timelines for why Shangani and also Gaston. I think we should make it clear that these projects are not ours. So we cannot speak for the project managers. The Ministry of Water, it's long name, and also Zima are responsible for the construction of the Bulawayo. We have been promised that it will come on stream. I know the last time it was supposed to be coming on stream by end of 2023 and then it moved. So we can't speak on their behalf in terms of when it will actually materialize. We know that the project was first mooted in 1912. So that's how long we were waiting for it. We were born waiting for it. I don't think any one of us in this room was born by 1912. So, but the plans were made then. But we are not the ones running those projects. And this brings us to the next question, that it is the responsibility of Zina. It is correct that it is the responsibility of Zina to build dams. If you see in our presentation today, we say the supplier is Zima and National Water Company, Dam Company. We are not in the construction of this dam. We're just seeing new information about the dam. Tonight here, we are here as users of the water. But because we are there in Tanzania, we are there with anticipated time, they will make sell some of their water to anyone who is willing to buy the water, whether it's Continue or Rwanda or whoever else is there to purchase the water. But they think the city of Bulawayo is potentially biggest customer. And if we are not taking the water, they may not find it viable. This is why they are giving us this prominence in terms of us being involved from the time the dam is being constructed, so that they can get our approval that we can commit to buying this water. So we are coming to you as the residents of Bulawayo to say, as the people of Bulawayo, if the water is made available by this company, to which the city is not putting any cent, to which the city is not sending any engineers to build, but just sending our support because we think it will assist us in terms of our water. Will we, as the people of Bulawayo, be willing to buy this water if it happens to come on stream. So we are not going to water, we are not going to hand it in the dam, and we are not going to hand it over to anyone. And it's still on the dam. That's all that we are asking you to comment on whether, as the people of Bulawayo, will be willing to buy water from this dam. But we are going to do my sisters, I tell you, so that's why we start from looking, is this how this dam is being constructed? And so this other information about the dam construction, the catchment and all other things, we just see it on because if we are to commit to buying this water, we want to see whether it is water that we can buy and whether you can enter. So this is where we can make. But the dam is built by Zima and Glassblock Bopoma. We are not into it. We are only purchasing the water. I know some have said the mayor and they've seen the mayor soliciting for funds. He has been lending his weight and help to these two partners. To add a voice, yes, this is something very good. So it's not like the city of Bulawayo is putting money into this game. So it will remain their responsibility. In terms of our plans, we have always said in the city that we need more water sources. Yes, we used to if you look at the dams when they were built, you will notice that generally the trend was that will build a new supply source as the city grew. But unfortunately for us, the law changed in 1975. That's why Ontario is the one that was built under the new law, where Zima or government is one which is only allowed to build dams. As local authorities and the city councils are no longer allowed to build dams in terms of the law. It changed in 1975, and coincidentally that we were doing the extension of this American dam. So that was the last one. We're not building from our straight, it was just an upgrade and extension of this American dam. So we need to stop there as a city. But as a city, we continue going in Zima and other construction and production of raw water to give us more raw water. And so we will lend our support to any initiative that looks like will give us this raw water because we need it. So it is within our plans because we are always looking for raw water. I think I have the water utility. The water utility will come on a separate note to consult on the water utility, only water utility. Some used to say that is an idea that council has been wanting to form a water utility to run the place of our water, so that we can solve the crisis that is typical of local authorities. But we thought if we confuse the two and combine the two, we may digress and not get your full opinion on whether we should sign this water purchase agreement. We will come in about 2 weeks' time to consult on whether we should form a water company, a water utility or water company, or keep the status quo. Every Department of Water and Sanitation is the structure. So we are ready to come this week. We will come on a separate, we will separate the course.
Thank you, Mr. For 2 more minutes. Thank you,
Thank you. My name is Mas from this proposal on the dam, would we still be on target vis-a-vis SDG 6 in terms of affordability of drinking water? Seeing that already maybe the residents are struggling when it comes to water bills, payments. And the other question is, do we really need another dam? Is there no way where we can work on our existing dams, sanitation issues, to increase the capacity, so to speak, so that when we have more rain, then we have more water in our dams, rather than looking at adding another dam on already existing dams. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there another after the response, I think we'll go to the last round of questions. So if you do have a question, please be prepared.
Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity. My first question is around the point that you make on your key points, number 2, that talks to that tenders were sought for a build, own, and operate and transfer. I'm just seeking understanding to understand what that means. From what you've said, this is a totally privately owned dam that's going to be built, but I'm seeking to understand what that means. What does the transfer part talk to? What are we transferring? Is it that just the water transfer to the city once we get to that point, or does it talk to something else? And then secondly, I just want to talk about the costs, because from what I'm hearing, this conversation really is for us to determine whether we can afford as consumers to pay for this water once the time comes. What guarantees do we have that the cost is going to remain at $1.38 for you said 4 years, for the first 4 years, if I understood correctly? And then after that, how much is it going to cost us for the duration of this contract? From what I get, the duration of the contract is 25 years. So for 25 years, are we guaranteed that we'll be paying $1.38 and under for the duration of that time, or will we get a rude awakening further up when the supplier changes that rate? Those are my 2 questions. And also just finally to say, from what you are saying, Council has absolutely no control in terms of what the supplier does in terms of the water. Oh, and the other question I was going to ask is, you said that we are buying this water as raw water, so there's a treatment element which seemingly Council is already struggling with. We can't drink the water that comes out of our taps at the moment. So what happens with this water? What capacity does Council have to treat the water that we're going to be receiving?
Thank you.
It's Patisiwe Zulu. It's Patisiwe Zulu. I'm a consumer.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Makosa.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to get clarity. If I'm getting this conversation right, it's clear Council is not putting a cent in the construction. We want people to buy water. And it seems the increase on the treated water will be 16 cents from what we're getting now. Does that mean that that will be, that is the effective increase that someone can see in their bill in terms of the water, if they have consumed that first after the free one, the first event, is that, let's say if this water was going to come today, without looking at maybe the new budget, the proposed budget, you will be seeing that 16 cents increase. If that is so, and you are saying, you are asking whether we should agree or not. So if I'm getting, we are agreeing to buy water that is 16 cents more expensive than what we're getting. I'm getting right. If that is the case, what are the options that we have? If we say no to this 16 cents more expensive water, it's too expensive, we can't afford it, leave these people to do whatever they do. Do we have anything that can give that amount of water to us in these next coming 4 years, which we can rely on and say, do away with this one, let's go to this one? That's the first one. Maybe also not, I don't know whether I'm putting you into spot on this one. Have you calculated how much more we will pay when Lake Shangani water comes to Bulawayo? How much more are we expecting to pay for it, or how are we going to pay for it, looking at the pumping, the gravity, and everything? Then the last question is, may you please help us with clarifying? Social media has been awash with some information which says when Glassblock comes, people will be forced to use smart meters and prepaid water meters. It will be a force on everyone, and it's part of the privatization agenda. How can you comment on that, and what can you allay us on this kind of social media rumors? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I think quite a few questions.
Yeah. Maybe Vanille, you can prepare to assist me on the action capacity, treatment capacity. The first question and another one are similar on the costs. I'll combine the cost questions together. Suffice to say, the guaranteed hold costs, I think it was the first question that Kumblani, who is sitting next to you, ma'am, asked, when he asked whether the cost won't change in the course of this. And I did say that in terms of the agreement so far, that is what we have agreed to. That is what we think we can agree to hold the cost at 90 cents for the first 10 years and 70 go down to 70 cents for the last 15 years. But from a humanitarian point of view, in terms of affordability and options, if you say 16 cents is too much, you either, for now, we have nowhere else to get water. You can stay in cities where you get water once a week, or buy it from houses which we don't guarantee their quality, from whoever takes a bowl and comes themselves to you, at a more expensive price than the $1.38 per kilometer. Or you take this one $1.80 per kilometer. I think that is our choice. Nothing on this one. For now, this is what we have. Our alternative is to build your own homes or buy from these water vendors who are selling to us, I think $5,000 per hectare, $30 or something like that. Yeah, so that is your option. Because from our current dams, we do not have your water. Which brings me to the second question about whether we need another water source or we can improve on our current water sources and deal with sanitation and other things and improve the areas. I think the yields that we gave there of our dams are the design yields. And if you add those yields as per design, not what we are getting today, they are not enough for this city's requirement. And you cannot improve the dam beyond this design. We have given you the design yields per day. So the current dams, whether we are getting the best that we can or not, even if we got the best, they are no longer enough for the city. The city has grown beyond the dams. Because like we say, we last had retirees in 1994. And it's beyond, even if all of them are performing at 100%, the water will not be enough for the city. So I'm not saying, I'm trivializing the preservation of the current resources and making sure that there is no siltation, which we try to make sure. Umzingwane, when it was decommissioned, we did take residents to Umzingwane to see for themselves if there was siltation. And I think it was evident that you could see the river flow and there was no siltation. There was simply no water in Umzingwane Dam. So if at full capacity, the dams are not enough. So the long and short of it is, yes, we need another water source. Whether it's Glassblock or any other water source, but we do need another water source. And unfortunately, we do not build dams, and the ones who are building dams currently on offer, there is Glassblock Bopoma, and of course, Shangani. And on the cost of Shangani, we have not gotten the actual cost from the constructors of Shangani. Who are Zinwa. Zinwa is the project manager. Of course, just thinking, but government decided to subsidize the water, we don't know that. But from just the production cost, it will be more expensive because you are pumping the water 300 kilometers away from a high, from when you are going up. So it's likely to need more electricity and it will be more expensive. So, but we do not know for sure. Because why the production cost will be more expensive, maybe our government will feel sorry for us and subsidize it. But we don't know that yet. So, that is, we don't know those costs. We do have treatment capacity, installed treatment capacity. Yes, we do have problems within our articulation system, which we are attending to, but we have capacity to treat the additional water that can come from this new source. We treat our water at Nema treatment rates, which is 40, 45? 80, yeah, it's 80, which can treat 80 megaliters per day. And we also have our other treatment plant at 180. So 80 plus 180, 360. So if it does to hold the gas to 360. And we have the reservoirs to hold that if we were to treat it all. So treatment capacity is already available in the city. And we should be able to treat it if it comes. Our current problem is why we are shedding water. Yes, we shed also, we have pumping, we have our own administration problems with the network, but our major problem is the lack of raw water. That is why we don't have water in the tanks. It's because we have some of our dams already decommissioned because there is no water. I think when she was doing the presentation one day, she did indicate that we decommissioned Zimbabwe for most of last year. We decommissioned Lower Nile, and therefore we need to go to the current watershed regime. It's the lack of raw water that is mainly resulting in this watershed. So the treatment capacity is available in the system infrastructure. The smart meters, the correlationship between smart meters and Glassblock. There is absolutely no correlation between the two projects. We started the conversation on smart meters before we even knew that there was going to be Glassblock there. And we have always thought smart meters as a way to go. So there is no relationship between the two. They were received some representations from some residents who have said, because they don't trust our old meters, sometimes they think they overread and they would rather have smart meters so that they are certain that they are paying for what they've actually consumed. So just to say that there is no correlation between the smart meters project and the Glassblock Dam project. The smart meters, whether we remain the current status quo or we bring in Glassblock Dam or Baishangari or whatever, we may consider the smart meters. It has been something on our cards for some time. And all the tenders and the BOT, maybe we were not very clear. She was just giving the background that it was the government of Zimbabwe. She didn't say it was the Ministry of Water which flagged the tenders in 2019, not the city. They were looking for people who could build dams. And that's where they then got a GRA project who tendered. We just took the Ministry's tender process as a background information for us, that they did that, they will transfer to Zima, not to the city of Bulawayo. That's why I say they are partners. It's a triple P between Zima and this private company, the Glassblock Dam company or GRT. So it's not a transfer to the city or anything. It's a Ministry of Water initiative. It was a tender from the Ministry of Water, not a city tender. I hope I have addressed all the questions.
Thank you. Are there any other outstanding questions? So that we will have any other?
No,
okay, please give me the microphone.
Just clarity to say that when I was starting to pay for the water, I was starting to pay for it after the sentence was completed and around the was going to be in China's the situation where we pay for it.
Maybe one of the challenges is the clarify.
Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay. The challenge is what I was paying for what we have taken out of the challenge. We measure the water that we take out of the challenge as part of the but the amount is what we pay in challenge. And we actually made paying the challenge water. I think for the first year or two, we consumed the challenge water without paying because we were feeling that fine. It had initially come to us at 60 cents, they said, as well and we had zero for almost 2 years until we kept down to 29. And that's when we started paying, we kept down to 29. So we remember that we paying for something that is consumed. We negotiated the challenges high. Government was saying it's possible more than 29 cents to bring the challenge water. So they ended up subsidizing the 29 cents subsidizing the negotiation price. Initially, they said, yes, the water is 60 cents, said as we brought them to the price that they pay for the dams that the city itself constructed or uses. So that is the price. The only price that is very high, but we understand the actual water that is the same treatment as the other water. So they can charge it more. So that's why it's 51 cents. But then because they are paid 1 section of society over water, which is hard water, selling agriculture space. So
we blend our water from Presbyterian to soften it. So that's why the price is there. I can't remember, but we also come from Presbyterian. When you take the water, if you areas that are supplied by the reservoir, you don't feel like you're taking more. So you start paying for the gas of water when you start having from gas. And so far, the estimation is that they will complete the construction number 3 to 4 years time. So this is when, that is why we say from year 4, which is when we expect the public to start. But we only pay what we have started. There was supposed to say once we start, they would rather have us say a static something so that they can be sure to repay their loans. We have already rejected that clause. As a city, without consulting, we have already said that we pay or use principles that is applied to the state experience. We have already said no to that. So we only pay for the water, that's the abstract. Thank you, Mrs. Shaw. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. As we clarify the voices from the House, I report the project or other objections. Should Council sign the water purchase agreement as stated above? Are you afford? The microphone, thank you, the microphone. Njengomhlalo wobulawayo ngiyasekela ukuthi lisihambele lisithathele amanzi edamu leli elihle lizayakhiwa. Uma sekunjalo ngicela ukuthi njengoba libona ukuthi umumo welizwe unzima lingavaleli abantu bakobulawayo amanzi. Like nxa lesikwelede samanzi lingavaleli ngoba kunzima. Kunzima shemphandle. Lamanzi onalawa nxa ebuya imagine yakuhlalela amalanga ungenamanzi insuku ezidlulileyo esiphila ngamanzi ezulu. So kunzima kakhulu njalo idolobho liyaliqhela. Ekuqheleni kwalo singela manzi kuzaba yingozi njalo edolobheni ukuthi singathi sithe hatshi lingahambi lezithathela amanzi siyabe sizilimaza futhi thina njalo. Yebo awusoze kube lula, but ngokuthemba kwami ugoda lo phiwithenda ngiyamthemba lapha dlule khona ushiya kulobubelo. So ngikhangelela ukuthi laye ngokuya kwesikhathi kumbe incenge ayehlisa intengo yamanzi laza besithengisela. That's a proposal. Any objections? Those that are seconding? These are the consultations. You still have another question, ma'am? This cancelled, okay, maybe it has not been answered, and it's a pending one. But we also have the write-up, but we can give you the microphone.
I was just going to ask ukuthi liyasinika yini isikhathi. I didn't know ukuthi sesidecide khona apha khathesi ukuthi siyavuma kumbe asivumi, because we are only seeing these numbers now. Ukuthi liyasipha yini isikhathi sokuthi siyecabanga, siye decide, siye consulta labanye bethu ukuthi senza njani.
We won't close your ideas. You can continue thinking back to us, but it's a process. So that they know how to move forward. We have been consulting in the wards. This was a group for a multi-stakeholder organization. But we most wards, we are continuing in the wards as well. So but siyabuza
Of course, you can email us to our usual email, Mrs. Bofuza Leniga, your opinions, and hopefully before we complete our report. Yeah, so, but as well as we continue, and as we negotiate the agreement, your ideas here will come in handy. That we are not saying we are accepting the agreement cast in stone, but we continue to negotiate. It was difficult for us. Ukuthi uphongo negotiation nabantu abafuna amanzi akhona ngibe nokontractisana nabantu bezizwa leGlassblock nzima ngiyekla over a price endlela lwafuna amanzi akhona. So nxa sesikhuluma mandate, we will of course negotiate the best terms possible on your behalf.
Thank you very much. This is and also what I noted, most was not consulting, but some probably decided a few, one or two are going to consult with.
Ufuna ukukhomenta Kumblani? Uye okwesecond. Yeah.
What the idea is to continue engaging even as the process is unfolding. So, space could be something as we do. I think it was a single option.
Any objections?
Ay, Mrs. Bofungano siyabonga bakithi senze ukuthi la isikhangelo soyeni njengabantwana lapha ngoMdawu. Siyabonga lathi la mase siya negotiate further even for improvement ye-agreement. Sesinegunya lokuthi sithunywe yini ukuthi silidingele amanzi at the best possible terms. So sizakuyawadinga-ke sizahlala phansi, hopefully azabuya ngesikhathi esithiweyo. Of course, we have no control over it, but we will continue lending our support as a city to those who are concerned today, where they need us. Ngoba kwesisikhathi abanye abantu ababizimali badinga ofakazi bethi lidingela abantu amanzi kulabantu sila abaphilayo. Andiyabona sibe sesihamba nabo siyafakaza ukuthi bakhona abantu bakoMdawu. Bake bathi amanye amafandazi bebafuna avuma nokuthi angagadisa ama-representatives athize ukuthi ayekhuluma ukuvuma ukuthi abantu bakhona abangadinga amanzi. Umeya bamugadisa wahamba eMorocco wafakaza ukuthi abantu bakoMdawu amanzi bahadinga. Andiyabona. So sometimes we get that support so that we make sure that the project moves forward. Sibongile abantu bakithi.
Please give the microphone. If there's any questions, comments, I think we can continue dialogue.
Sungabaphuthi bakuthola ngaphi? Uma ufuna ukwazi ukuthola ngaphi?
Okay, you can either go to your area councillor if you're not attending the consultation you want, or you can write the comments to tcdept@cityby.co.w, or you can also visit us by room 2 under the clock, the city hall.
Do have your say on what you think about the proposed Glassblock Bopoma Dam. Do you think it is the solution to the ongoing water crisis in Bulawayo? Remember, the government has said that they are planning on constructing the Shangani Dam that is seen rather as the long-term solution to the water crisis in the city. Do get in touch with us on our various social media platforms at Site ZW. My name is Leslie Moy. Let's meet again in the next edition of Fix My City on Asake Online.